Welcome everyone to SFL Media Day. We are exactly 24 hours away from the 9th SFL Championship game. Excited to have you here. We have representatives from the Chicago Wildcats and the Mexico City Aztecs, both at 10 and 4, entering the championship game. So far in SFL, who you got? Mexico City with the slight edge, 22-19 in predictions. We'll introduce our Chicago Wildcats here tonight in just a minute. Settle in back on the SFL Network on Twitch. Don't forget, you will be able to ask players and coaches questions in the chat rooms if you want to, if you may choose. Otherwise, you can kick back and listen in, and you're more than welcome to contribute. First, for the Chicago Wildcats, here we have, and we may have a couple joining us here in a little bit, but we have the tight end of the Chicago Wildcats and the owner of the team, Shan Varner. Shan, how are you?
I'm great, Cam.
We also have the running back of the Chicago Wildcats and the new owner of the Tulsa Desperados, but business first here tomorrow night with the Wildcats in the backfield. Dion Hawkins, how are you, Dion?
Pretty good.
We are very fortunate to have Maurice Spurgeon in the house here tonight. How you doing, Maurice?
Can't complain.
Hey, Maurice, you mind, could you turn your mic up a little bit? You're just coming in a little soft. Just want to make sure the peeps can hear you.
How's that?
Is that better out there? It still sounds a little soft to me, but maybe it doesn't to everybody else. We'll get the pulse of the chat. We'll see what's up with that. And then we also have here in the Chicago secondary, otherwise known as Flava 2K, Mr. Kanye Rockefeller. Kanye, how you doing, man?
I'm back.
Back,
baby.
Kanye's ready. He is ready to go. Again, you can ask questions in the chat room for any of these fine folks, Rockefeller, Hawkins, Spurgeon, and Varner. We also have the Director of Player Personnel, Andrew Rastelli, in the chat with us. He'll be assisting me. Assisting me here tonight with Media Day. How you doing, Andrew?
Doing great, guys. Thanks.
Awesome. And obviously, Andrew has been a busy boy, haven't you, with all this?
Yes. I only imagine it's going to only get busier.
Let's say hello to the chat. CMAC478, Destroyer KQC, Football Dude 93, Sonic 0002, Ramos Lynn, San Antonio, the Erupturtan. I'm going to try to get that. He'll join us later here on the call. Jack Brown of the Mexico City Aztecs. Want to start with Flava here tonight. Again, you can ask questions in the chat room. And Maurice, I'll turn up the volume on you so everyone can hear you, just in case your mic is maxed out. But Flava, we'll start with you. And we got actually, before we do that, we got AJ Barnes. Are you there, AJ? AJ, maybe. All right, there he is. AJ, you there? Sort of. All right, we'll come back to AJ. AJ, mute your microphone while we're waiting for you to get all that worked out. Kanye, let's start with you, man. This is, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, this is your 4th season in the SFL?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, and this is your first championship, right? You spent a little time in Houston. Is that where you were for the first 3 seasons, for those that don't know?
Cam Grasshopper. Hey, this is my second one, man. Hey, I was with Queen City. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Houston. You know, I'm back, baby.
That's right. You're a traveler. You're back in the big game, and you know what What's different? What feels different about this team than when you were first in the title?
It's the camaraderie. Camaraderie. It's the team. It's all us one teaming in this mud. We're taking over, man. What's important is chemistry when you're doing a team in the SFL. Remember that recruits, freshmen, remember that chemistry is important. We all get along. We got differences. We got opinions, but it's all good. It's all good.
And Maurice,
that's how you win. That's why we here, baby. That's why we here.
Love it. I love it.
Fam.
Again, people in the chat, if you want to participate in asking some questions to the players, please do so, and we will ask them. Again, we have Deion Hawkins, Shan Varner, Maurice Spurgeon, Kanye Rockefeller, and possibly AJ Barnes. Maurice, you're in a secondary full of lively guys like Kanye and a very active group. I know you spent a lot of time in Carolina, endured a lot of difficult years. How good has this felt this season to be on a team that's been able to get over the hump?
Well, for one, having a coach that's like Shan, that's like active and actually cares about his players and listens to his players' opinions definitely helps. Also, having teammates that hold you accountable and like are basically there to keep you level-headed always helps as well. But I enjoy it a lot more here in Chicago. Granted, it's because I guess I'm just that close to Shan. But yeah, it's been really good being in Chicago and being able to be a part of something that could go down as legendary.
Awesome. Thanks, Maurice. Yeah, it's been, man, what a great season for you and for the rest of the team, and it's so awesome seeing guys that were unable to get there and that have been here for years and have just wanted a piece, wanted a little taste. And you guys are finally are there, so that's cool. The Erupture 10 asked a question. I'm guessing it's not specific to anybody. I'm going to ask AJ Barnes if he's back here. AJ, are you all worked out here? Shoot you a question if you are. Just remember to unmute your microphone. All right, we're waiting on AJ still. Deion, we'll go to you. We'll send that question your way. The Eruption asks, what would you say are your personal keys to the game, Deion?
My personal keys to the game was to attack more on the ground. Everyone knows our playoff run. We've been really pass heavy. It's by design. When me and Shan, we get together and put together the offensive game, kind of try to get in the mind of what would that particular owner do. So we watch a lot of film. We want to hit the short to intermediate routes as far as our passing game and get Deion Hawkins more involved and more balanced like we've had throughout the whole season instead of just this playoff run. So defense, stop the V's. We got to stop the MVP. If we stop the MVP, we'll win the game, plain and simple. So that's our overall game plan going into the ship.
Shan, Ramos wants to ask you, can you let him win?
Not this time, man. I mean, you had your chance in season 5, so don't let him get another shot.
Wow, shots fired with that one. I'm sure, and we'll talk with Ramos possibly in the bottom half of the hour, but I'm sure he's sick and tired of people telling him, reminding him about season 5 and would love to shut them up. Shan, I want to ask you again real quick here. You're kind of in the opposite boat of Ramos. This is your first crack at a title. Mexico City's been here before. Is that are you hoping that maybe ignorance is bliss, or there's a sense of innocence about the team that they're gonna go out there and not have that pressure?
I think that Kanye touched on a little bit earlier, that camaraderie that we have amongst our team, that willingness to do what it takes to win the game. And I think that from us coming together this season and just staying united and just blowing up that chat, man, couldn't have asked for a better locker room. And definitely couldn't ask for better coordinators this season, with Dion being offensive coordinator and E.T. King being the defensive coordinator. Definitely couldn't ask for anything better. But with the question that you're asking, I think that it does come a little bit, maybe luck has played a little part in it, but for the most part, I think just the grinding and the just watching film, man, and just keep working on that playbook. I think that's really what's got us here at this point.
Andrew, you got any questions for the players? Anyone specific? Rastelli?
Oh, me? Well, I don't know. I talk to Shan almost on a daily basis, so I really don't have anything for him. Let's see, who do I have? No, I don't think I have any questions for I guess let's go with Maurice. Like, how does it feel to finally make it to a championship game? You've been with the league for a little while now, and here you are at the big show. Like, what does that feel like for you?
It feels like for the first time, honestly, since I joined this league, that me helping and contributing has actually paid off. Like, I know, like with good games and everything, and us making the playoffs last year, that was definitely a big moment for me. But us finally being able to make the championship game in our first season, that definitely was huge for me.
I don't know what you did there, Maurice. You kind of. I think everyone can hear you. I'm adjusting volumes on our end so I can make you louder than everybody else. Kind of tailed off there. I don't know if you moved a little further away from the mic or what. Sorry for the tech issues there, but I think we caught the gist. I think we heard almost everything you just said. So thanks for the answer. The Erupture 10 asks, of the 2 playoff games so far, which one was the greater win? Or I guess which one was, maybe the most thrilling? I'll ask Kanye that question. Kanye beat a team that he played for just a couple of weeks ago. Was it more thrilling, Kanye, that you got to topple the defending champs, or was it more thrilling in Atlanta getting a double overtime, or I'm sorry, at home getting a double overtime victory?
Man, that's a good question, man. I don't know. I guess getting over the champion hump, that Queen City hump, man. It felt really, really good. The guys, coaches, they planned hard. We played hard. It was a tough game. It was a tough game. But yeah, it's probably like my number one. Number one achievement since I've been with the Wildcats. It was beating Queen City. Yeah, it was huge win.
AJ, you with us? I'll try Barnes again here. You there, AJ? Maybe.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hey.
What's up, AJ? AJ Barnes of the Chicago secondary. There's so many of you. I've lost track of who's playing corner and safety on the squad. You guys are a real team back there.
Yes, sir.
Well, AJ, this is our first chance here to introduce yourself into the public spotlight. You were previously on the Tallahassee Pride. Why did you choose to leave the Pride to go to Chicago, and how surprised are you that you guys got to where you are so quickly?
Well, me and Shan are really good friends, and he asked me to come on as a strong safety, and I told him that I would come on, and I'm very surprised at how we have done with our first year. Um, I actually put out a message on there this morning of how proud I was of everybody, and I wouldn't want to be here with anybody else.
Uh, Dion wants to take this question. What game of the season would you say inspired your championship run, Dion?
That would definitely have to be week 4 of the Tallahassee game. Uh, After that missed field goal, we was beside ourselves. And actually, I think we might have maybe have lost the next game as well, or the game after that. I'm not sure, but I think that was our first loss of the season, and we was just beside ourselves. We had a thought we had a perfect game plan. Came down, had the game won, got a clutch interception by Barnes, and we shanked like I don't know, like a 20-yard field goal. It was ridiculous. So after that, after us yelling and being upset on the conference call, we was literally like, we cannot let this happen again. We have to beat teams by more than a field goal because we feel like we can't rely on our kicker. And we can't trade him and let him go. So we're thinking that because if we could have traded him, we would have left him there in Tallahassee and he'd had to walk back to Chicago. So just the taste of that defeat and how it was just in the grasp of our hands and it just slipped right through. We will not slack off. Every single week we'll treat it like it's a championship game. So more than that, that helped us to get to the championship more than anything. Just that disappointment.
We may have E.T. King on the call now with us, the quarterback, last season's MVP, A.J. Barnes' teammate in Tallahassee. E.T., are you there?
Yes, sir.
E.T., how good does it feel when you get a highlight on one of those hype videos like you did today?
Well, I get to brag about it a lot, so I like it.
E.T., there's probably nobody that's been more frustrated with the kicking game this year outside of Shan because you know that you're the leader of the offense, and when that special teams has to come out there, it has just not. It has been the Achilles heel for this Chicago team at times this season. Mexico City has a kicker that simply just doesn't miss. Are you concerned that could be a difference maker, and is it sort of at all costs? We just got to make sure that he doesn't see the field.
Well, it just motivates our offense to work harder to get first downs and not put ourselves in a position to have to kick.
Et, you came over with AJ after winning the MVP with Tallahassee. I know that you know AJ and that you know Shan, but how difficult was it to leave the team that helped you get to MVP status?
It was hard. I mean, I love playing for Frank, and but once I got the defensive coordinator offer, I had to take it and help Shan.
All right, awesome. Good stuff, man. Love having everybody on the call. If you're just joining us, E.T. King, quarterback, Kanye Rockefeller, Maurice Spurgeon, A.J. Barnes, all in the secondary for Chicago. Running back Deion Hawkins and the tight end and owner of the Chicago Wildcats, Shan Varner. Sonic 0002 asks, who do you predict would be MVP of the game? Let's pass this over to AJ. You can't pick yourself. A.J. Barnes, who do you think's going to be the difference maker on the Chicago team tomorrow?
I think it's either going to be Ethan King or Dion.
What are they going to do? What are they going to do that's going to blow our minds tomorrow night, prime time?
Touchdown after touchdown, man.
Just one right after the other, as we're looking at a picture right now of Alex Zeli's catch and Kanye Rockefeller's one of his many interceptions against Cleveland. Andrew, I want to give you an opportunity. Got anything you'd like to add?
Who the MVP would be?
Well, not necessarily. Just
Well, I'll answer that one. I think that the MVP of this game is going to be the running back on the winning team. I think that the way that these two teams are built, that the running game is going to ultimately dictate the winner. And so I feel like we're either going to have a full sweep in terms of Ray Bentley, or Deion Hawkins is going to lead the Wildcats to be the second expansion team to win a championship. And I think that that's where we're going to find our most valuable player.
On that note, Dion, how is it? You know, Ray Bentley is the MVP. Everybody's talking about Ray Bentley this, Ray Bentley that. He is obviously the everybody's focus. How has that sort of affected you throughout the week? Well, throughout the last couple of weeks, since you guys have had a lot of time to contemplate and think about this matchup. How has that affected you or bothered you or inspired you, or how would you describe it?
Honestly, it really hadn't bothered me at all. He can have the MVP as long as I get the ring in the end. I don't care if I run for 2 yards. If he run for 400 yards and I run for 2 and we win the championship, then I'm good. So yeah, I don't put too much on one person. Like I said, like everybody on the team, before we started this, we all came together in the offseason. Like, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna come together and we're gonna win this as a team. I started off with a whole bunch of yards. But once I cut my yards back, we start winning more games. So I'm perfectly fine with it. Congratulations too.
My man.
I want to ask Maurice this question. What do you think is the outside of Ray Bentley? You know, you've got to defend a talented core of receivers, and they've got even a tight end, Ryan Moxon, that has shown that he can do some damage. Who's the one guy that Chicago has to lock down or contain, and is there one?
Montague is. There's no denying that. Most handsome receiver in the league. But really, their primary 2 wide receivers are people you should keep your eyes on, because either one of them could go off. And then you can't forget about Moxon. But I would say, hands down, Dijon Swan. Just because he stepped in and played really well so far this season. And I think he's become Matt Wilson's favorite target. So we'll just have to look out for him.
Yeah, he was pivotal on the big third down play to get Mexico City into field goal range. He definitely has stepped his game up throughout the season. I'll send this to Shan from Firebird 586. Do you think this game is going to be heavy on the defensive side or the offensive side? How do you think it's going to play out?
Well, I think it's going to be a defensive battle. I think that Ramos is a smart coach. I think he's going to game plan for our deep pass, and they've got 2 great safeties back there in the back, a gold and a silver, and we've got to limit our stuff on we got to limit our interceptions on the offense, and give E.T. King some quick outs and some stuff that he can hit really quick, because that outside linebacker, I believe he's silver. He's been phenomenal this year. So, E.T. King's got to watch out for him. But I think it's going to come down to the defense.
2 more questions. I'll keep it with you, Shan. What do you think is the key to win this game? Just flat out. What is the number one thing that Chicago's got to do?
Chicago's just got to control the time of the clock. They've got to get first downs. They can't rely too heavily making deep passes. They've got to run the ball, preserve the clock, get first downs, like I said, and just put points on the board. Defense, they play outstanding, but offensively, we've got to get it together and keep those interceptions down.
I want to end with Chicago's portion of Media Day with Kanye Rockefeller. This man just hypes up his team before and after games like nobody's business in the team channel. I want to hear it for myself. I want to hear a jacked up Kanye Rockefeller get these guys motivated for tomorrow. You think you could do that, Kanye?
Oh, why not, man? You know I can. Why not? Why not?
Go for it.
What we gonna do? What we gonna do? We're gonna win, ain't we? We're gonna win, ain't we? We stars. We stars. Let's get it. Let's get it.
And there you go. There you have it. Thanks to Marie Spurgeon, Kanye Rockefeller, AJ Barnes, Dion Hawkins, Sham Varner, E.T. King, Chicago, well represented here tonight on Media Day. I love it. Let's see what Mexico City's bringing here in the bottom of the hour. We'll take a quick 2-minute break. We'll swap calls and get all of Mexico City up online. Don't go anywhere. Ask your questions to the MVP Ray Bentley and a few other Aztecs that will be joining us in the next 30-minute segment. That's coming up right on the other end of this 2-minute break. This is SFL Media Day here on the SFL Network on Twitch.tv.